Hey everybody, it's Adam again, and walking through the ATL right now in Atlanta on my way to Portland, Oregon, and we're going to check out a car there this weekend. So not going to give too much away other than it resembles that logo there, but making an attempt at my first sort of online contact flight, 9,000 miles away, and going to check this car out, and maybe we'll come back with it. Thanks for watching and come along for the ride. Which one is the lucky lady here? Number 618. All right. Malibu, cruising in style. Right before we get started here, we're going to go check out the car tomorrow, but it's getting kind of late here. I want to give a little bit of background story on how I found this car. I actually found it on Car Gurus online, and I'd been looking for this kind of car. I'm not going to reveal just yet what it is. I've been looking for this kind of car for the last year and a half or so. I saw this car pop up out in Salem, Oregon area, and popped up about September of last year, and kept my eye on it for a little while. And there was a price drop back in about January timeframe. And at that point, I started looking into getting it shipped and all of this stuff, and decided to really get serious about it and bought some plane tickets about a week and a half ago. On the way back from Monster Trucks, actually, down in Detroit, decided that was the point. I'm going to go do it. Let's do this. So we're going to get back to the hotel here, and tomorrow morning we're going to go past the dealership, and that's when you'll find out what kind of car we're going after. But I really hope you enjoyed as much as I have so far. This is really a random trip, and it's been a great time. So long travel to get over here, but hopefully it'll be worth it, and we'll see what we can do tomorrow. As we're at the dealer here, let's go scope her out for the first time up close. There she is. There she is. So it is a 2008 Z4M, about 57,000 miles on it, and found it online on Car Gurus, and got a hold of the dealership over here, and we're going to go take her for a test drive before we really go through it with a fine-tooth comb and take a look underneath and under the hood. All right, so we're sitting down in the driver's seat here. It's a little shallow for my head, but I think, typical of BMW, it can fit a nice 6'5" tall person. I'm right down to the bottom now, and I still got a good 2 inches above the head here, so that's real nice. Overall, in the interior, looks pretty darn clean. And like I said, we're gonna go ahead and take this for a test drive. All right, let's get this thing started here. There, oh. All right, so behind the dash there, you know, on these early mid-2000s BMWs, they had the sort of rev limiter that varies based off of how warmed up the engine is. Looks like we got a bulb out or something there, but you know, really nothing else. 57,714 miles, and we're gonna get this show on the road here. All right, here we go. So I want to turn off this. Man, holy cow, she's blowing us over here. There we go. Well, then we got that traffic out of the way. We're on the road here. Here we go. Right, overall, she feels pretty smooth. Really haven't done any turning or braking. I think she's been sitting there for a little bit, but as far as getting on the brakes here the first time, no pulsing or anything like that. Doesn't seem to be shuddering or anything. Let's see. Under power, she seems pretty smooth. I'm not really getting on the gas right now or anything like that. Still got to let her warm up. There we go. Got the cruise figured out finally. There's no dummy light for the cruise on here like there are in my other cars, but she's cruising now, which is good. Let's test out the heated seat here. As far as the alignment and stuff goes, I mean, she seems to hold pretty straight. Maybe just a little bit off to the left, but I mean, it's, we're kind of on a little bit of a bank here too. But all in all, that seems to be pretty good. I should probably speed up to the speed limit so this guy behind me doesn't think I'm a clown or that I'm afraid of small towns. Oh, I can feel that seat heating up. Well, that's good. So this is already a +1 on what the old Yukon Denali has at home, a 2011. Heated seats don't work on that anymore. But from a seat bolstering perspective, seat grips me pretty nicely. I'm a pretty wide frame, 1/8 of a ton, Polish German heritage dude, so she grips me pretty good. But I mean, in general, it feels pretty good. As far as on center feel, I mean, she holds the road pretty good, straight, and pretty tight as far as the steering feel goes. Good response there. We're gonna head up to a little town called Independence up here, and we're gonna kind of drive around through the streets, slow speed, listen for any noises, things like that. Also, we're gonna go down a twisty road as well. I saw one called River Road, which kind of goes north from where the Independence City is there, and we'll see how she does on the twisties there too. Driver's side window works. That's good. Better than the window regulator I've got in the E36 that brakes. Passenger side window works. I'm not going to pull all the way down because I've got the GoPro over there. But yeah, I mean, in general, man, this car drives pretty good. She's not wandering all over the road. We'll see how she does with the braking and so forth after we get the brakes cleaned off a little bit there. Looked like she had been sitting on the lot for a little bit, especially with all of this moisture and fog around this area. It definitely can get a little bit of rust on the rotors, but nothing that looked too bad as I was standing there, before taking the ride. See if this steering column telescopes too. Yep, she telescopes. All right, telescopes and the rake or the tilt function there too. Uh-oh, we've got a caution event ahead. I wonder what a caution event is. So that center console is supposed to flip up in the middle there, but it obviously isn't, so I don't know what's going on with that. We'll have to ask the dealership how we get that to come back up there. That nice leather smell inside here, so a nice clean car smell. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heated seat because I'm getting a little too warm here now. From a braking perspective, though, I mean, she seems to stop good without much pull or anything like that, but we'll see how she does on the twisty there. As far as the transmission, I mean, it downshifts nice and smooth. Yep. We'll see how the clutch feels when we come away from a stop. Horn works. I think I scared that guy back there. So one of the nice things about this car that I'm really coming after is it's got the S54 6-cylinder in it. It's 3.2 liter, 330 horsepower. And, typically I've driven the M42, M10 cars. I've got the turbo M42, and this is really one of the first times I've ever driven the legendary 6-cylinder BMW. So once she gets up to operating temp there, we'll get on it just a little bit, see how she does under under a little harder acceleration. Let's kind of drive through the town square here in Independence, Oregon. Actually, there's a park down there. I'm going to go down to that park. I don't know why this person is stopping here. So, clutch-wise, from a stop, I mean, it feels normal, feels like I would expect. Really no noise or anything like that coming out of the drivetrain as we're just kind of cruising slow here. Just now that she's warmed up a little bit, I think what we'll do is we'll take her down to the park here, and then we'll leave her running, and I'll kind of scope it out as she's running here. We'll do some small speed maneuvers here in the parking lot as well. Boy, the water looks like it's up pretty high today. We'll crank her all the way to the left here. Keep her in second gear. Let's go all the way to the right. Steering feels good. No, no sluggishness or anything like that where she wants to catch on you. Everything feels pretty solid here right now. No grinding or anything like that as we crank her all the way, which is good. Sometimes if you got wheel bearings that are going bad and things like that, it'll end up little bit of a squeak going, well, not anymore. A little bit of a squeak going on in the back when I turn it to the right there. We'll dig into that just a little bit more. But let's pull her in here for a second and do a little walk around. Overall on the outside, she looks pretty good. We do have a door ding right there. No paint missing or anything, but that's not too big of a deal. That can be fixed pretty easily. You can see that the brakes had a little bit of surface rust on there. That's getting cleaned off just by driving around town. Let's take a look at the date codes on these tires, see what we got down here. So, the date code on this tire right here, I believe that's what it is right there, 4818, which means that it was made in 2018. So the tires were just updated in 2018. So yeah, 6-7 year old tires on there. Not the end of the world, but from a tread perspective, I mean, the tread looks pretty darn good on the tires. You want to take a look for any uneven wear or anything like that. The front end looks good down there. A little bit of curb rash around the outside of the wheel there. That's not too big of a deal. That tire right there, that looks like a 2014 tire, so that one is actually a little bit older. What do we got in the back here? We got a 18 in the back too, so they must have just replaced the front tires, or they must have just replaced the rear tires at some point. Little scratch on the back there, but that could probably be buffed out. And in general, there's a little bit of door dings, but what would you expect from a car that's 17 years old? Listening to her run there, so you can hear, that's basically the injector tick underneath, because those injectors are right up on top of there. So the injector is really being the loudest thing in this engine. Doesn't concern me. Maybe a little bit of timing chain noise there, but doesn't sound atypical to me. From an exhaust perspective, let's see what we got back here. Exhaust sounds nice. I don't hear any exhaust leaks underneath the car, so that's good. We'll just let her idle here for a little bit. See how she does from a temperature perspective when it's idling. I mean, all in all, aside from a couple of blemishes on the body out there, looks like she curbed something 1 or 2 times up front there. I mean, that's a little disappointing there, but you know, that is pretty typical even on a low mileage car. I saw one on Bring a Trailer and it had like 18,000 miles on it, and somebody had curbed the front fascia, but it doesn't look too bad. I mean, that's something that we could fix there. Looks like we do have some touch up here on the front, some paint chips there too, so could potentially be touched up. As far as stone chips and things like that go on here, a little bit of a stone chip right there, but I don't really see anything else that's too concerning up front here. The Carfax did say that this had some front bumper damage at one point, and when I asked the dealer about it when I first talked to him, he said the front bumper had been repainted at one point. So I'm wondering, you know, obviously those scratches and stuff happened after it was repainted the first time, but from like a paint match perspective, you know, we got like a kind of a carbon metallic. Let's see if we got the color name on here. It's like a metallic black color. And when you get to these metallics, it's always difficult to get a good paint match between the new and old. But I mean, from what I can see there, looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and give that convertible top a try and see how that works. All right, I've literally never put a soft top down on any car ever, but I'm assuming you got to put down the windows. And I guess what we do is we'll take a look down here and see what one of these buttons does. Got the parking brake on. Oh, there we go, okay. And you got to hold it down and there goes the top. All right. There we go. Okay, I guess you got to hold it down until the light stops blinking. So there she is with the top down. It's a pretty darn sharp looking car. I mean, there's some blemishes on there. Looks like this latch over here might be a little stubborn. There we go. But you know, if they replace the front bumper on this thing from a line perspective on there in terms of how the hood line lines up and the fender lines and everything else, I mean, that looks pretty darn good. Another thing worth mentioning, and I noticed this in the ad itself, the headlights are still crystal clear. And a lot of times if these cars are parked outside, really any car made in this era, you see those fogged headlights start showing up as they age. Another good thing too is you look at the M badge on the side, you can still clearly see the red and the blue, the dark blue on there. Yeah, that's another thing I noticed looking at these cars online. If they've been sitting outside forever, you end up losing a bit of color on that badge. That one's a little faded back there, but not quite like the ones that you see elsewhere on the on other ads that are online. So, all right, we're gonna leave the top down here a little bit and kind of cruise through town. And it's only about 55 degrees here right now, so we'll probably end up putting the top back up once we get over to another stopping place. But let's check out the temperature on the dash here and see how she's fared, just kind of idling here for the last 10 minutes or so. Okay, from a temperature perspective, looking good there. She's regulating real nice. Now, it's not all that hot out here right now, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's seems to be regulating there pretty good. Let's rev her up here for a second since we got the top down. Pretty good, good response there. Nothing, no hesitation or anything like that. And she settles out real nice when it comes down to getting to the rev, getting to the idle revs there. So All right, let's take her for a little cruise here. In fact, the sun is out and it's starting to warm up. Man, I think I'm gonna have to take off a layer of clothes here pretty soon. Let's test out the AC on here real quick. AC is on. Oh yeah, she's cooling down, that's good. Oh yeah. Yeah, actually that feels good there. So we got the AC working good. Continue our little drive here. All right, this is River Road here, the twisty one. There we go, that feels pretty good. It's zippy. Nice that my head doesn't stick so far up above the windshield that I at risk of losing my hat here, but she seems pretty good. Man, this is a nice view up there too. When I was scoping it out earlier, it was so foggy I couldn't see any of the hillside or anything like that. But the hills look real nice. Perfect day for doing a test drive of a Z4M E85. I think I'm going to take that off just in case we get a little unintended gust of wind here. Seems to go through the corners real nice. She's not too upset in terms of vibrations or anything like that coming through the wheel. I mean, especially for having, if those tires are truly 10 years old up front, you know, typically they'll go out of balance and things like that as they age. But you know, another good thing, something to think about as you look at vehicles that may potentially have some accident damage, paying close attention to the wear patterns on the tires. The fact that this has tires on the front that are 11 years old, from 2014, and look like they've got pretty nice even wear on them. Well, there we go, nice little chicane there. The fact that they got nice even wear on them up front is a good thing, I would say, especially considering if the little front end damage repair happened a good 3 or 4 years ago. Tells me that at least the car's still aligned well and that there shouldn't be any frame issues underneath. When we get it back to the dealer and we do our final look around on it, we'll take a look underneath just to make sure that there's nothing lurking underneath there in terms of frame damage or things that may look like the suspension or something's been tweaked. But I mean, no rattles or bumps. There's a little squeak coming behind my seat here. I think it has to do with the leather just squeaking on the plastic, so it's just a minor annoyance there. But you know, all in all, man, this really turned into a nice day today, and it's pretty awesome to be driving the twisties here in Oregon at a Z4M. So another thing too, I'm feeling for, you know, as we're going over some of these bumps, these little little ridges in the road and things like that. You know, from a suspension settling perspective, she really seems settled. There's not any bouncing around or anything like that. The suspension still seems to be pretty tight on this car. Now it is not in sport mode right now. We're going to turn it into sport mode when we come on the way back. Oh, looks like we got another chicane coming up here. All right. Gotta love these old train bridges here. And she sounds healthy. That's nice. That is awesome. And that's not in sport mode either. So we'll eventually kick her into sport mode. But oh, sounds good, man. It sounds, but man, it sounds awesome hearing this S54 roar to life. It's a real nice drive back here. I like this. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. I thought I lost my hat. Laura got me that new hat for my birthday just a couple weeks ago. I don't want to lose that. Oh, we got the fuel light on there. Oh, boy. Well, you know what that means. We're going to try out sport mode here and see what's different about it. Another thing I like about this interior, it's got that sort of, I like it's kind of got like a carbon fiber pattern on the leather up here on the dash. That's pretty cool. I wish I could open up the entertainment center there. That seems to be just a little bit of a problem. So we'll have to figure out what's going on. We'll have to figure out what's going on with that. I'm going to stop yapping for a little bit. Let's just enjoy the drive. Oh! No, our chicane is over to the right this time. Okay, what do we got going on here? Going over the train tracks feels real nice. We got a volunteer litter patrol there. Lively station, brunch. Yeah, just come along and enjoy the ride in the nice Oregon countryside. Oh man. Yeah, she rides pretty nice. This is about the only drawbacks I can see so far. You got, some of the scrapes on the front bumper down below, and you got a, scrape up by the grill. I notice it's missing the belly pan underneath the front, and this flip screen too. We got to figure out what's going on with that flip screen. But I mean, other than that, she seems to run real solid. I got to find some place to pull off though, because I want to get the top back up, and I got to get in my map to make sure that we're not. Oops! Yeah, I missed the turn there that I wanted to go through. we'll pull back into this business over here and get the top put back up and look at a map to see how we get back to the dealership here. All right, we are gonna go up around through Salem, and we'll actually get onto I-5, which is an interstate, and we'll be able to get her up to at least 70 there too, and that'll be one of the last things we check for at a higher speed, is just to feel if we got any vibrations or anything goofy going on from a handling perspective, going over, you know, different road profiles and things like that.
In 1.8 miles, turn left onto Liberty Street South.
Oh yeah, she's got some power. That's in sports mode. That's cool. Brakes feel real good. It may pull just a little bit to the right. It's gotten better as I've been driving. No pulsing or anything like that going on, but you know, the more I drive it, the more comfortable I feel in the car, which is good. I think if I were any taller, it would probably be a pretty tough fit for anyone larger than my size. I mean, the headroom is real good here. You know, the side bolstering, it grips you very nicely. And it doesn't feel like it's gripping me too tight. My knee is a little close to the dash here, but that's not unlike anything else I really have to deal with. Even inside the Yukons that we have at home, I still sit pretty close to the dash. Oh, there's an old Subaru there. Whoa, nice. Oh, look, Saginaw Street. That's cool. Wow.
Go past this light. Then at the next one, turn left.
You know, she feels real tight on center. There's literally no lash. Come to think of it, this is the first car that I've driven, aside from the rental car, that has less than, oh boy, less than 100,000 miles on it. Everything else in the fleet is above 110, 115 by now. Oh my goodness. So we're getting a brand new car here, boys. Even though she's a 2008, she handles like she's a new car. Let's see how she does in the kind of the city traffic here. We got a little more congestion. Oh, there we go. Look at that. We got her open this time. I guess she was just a little she's being a little shy the last time. How do you move anything around on this? There we go. Okay, that's it. All right. Well, we'll have to play with that a little bit more. Go Detroit! A fellow Detroit Tigers fan here in town.
Destination is on your left. Edgewater Auto Center.
All right, let's let her run here for a little bit more. We'll do another walk around outside and hear if we hear any new noises or smell any new smells. We're gonna kick the AC on here too. And I'm gonna wanna go underneath and watch how that compressor operates underneath the hood there. Let's take a look at the compressor down there. So she's engaged right now. That's a good sign. If I could get her to zoom and focus, that'd be even better. But not kicking on or off like crazy. Sometimes that'll happen if you're running low or too much refrigerant in there. But I mean, from a noise perspective, no new noises, no new smells. That's good. Real clean underneath the hood here. Also, after our drive, looks like we cleaned most of the rust off of the rotors there, which is good. You can see down underneath there, you can see the ground underneath as well. So it is missing the skid plate up front here. I'm wondering also if it's missing the brake ducts. I mean, you got the ducts going back in there, so I guess I don't know if it runs all the way back up to the brakes or not, but that is one thing that we'll have to look into. But other than that, she's pretty darn clean. Let's go take a look under the trunk in the back here real quick underneath. Got anything hiding underneath the cloth back here? Looks like it's got a new battery there from 2024. Underneath here, you can see the OE floorboard in the back, which is good. No damage or anything like that underneath, so at least we know that this thing hasn't been rear-ended too badly at all. All in all, she looks pretty square in the back as well. The floor mats look a little worse for wear there on the bottom, but that's not too big of a deal. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Let's look underneath here real quick, and let's see if there's any rust or anything goofy up underneath the car. I mean, coming from the Michigan environment, that is pretty darn clean. She looks real nice back here. Let's go look at the front. Yeah, you can see there is no skid pan, belly pan underneath there. And looks like we got just a little bit of oil grime coming down there. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. I think that water coming back there is coming off of the, probably either off of the AC or just coming out of the exhaust. But all in all, underneath the front here, she looks pretty clean. Looks like that tie rod might have been replaced on that side, because on this side it's a little bit dirtier. All right, I've done enough rolling around underneath the car now that I think I'm ready to make a deal with the dealer here, and I'm gonna go inside and talk to him, see what we can come up with. A couple of door dings on there, and that belly plate missing in the front. We'll see what we can come up with here. But all in all, I mean, the car drove real nice, handled good, stopped real good too. No goofy noises or anything like that coming off of it. And aside from volcanic ash like floating all around here, you know, she's a clean car. We're gonna go make a deal on it. And one last thing that I can't believe I didn't look at was the oil situation under the hood here. So let's take a look at the oil situation and see what we got after driving it around here this morning. There we go. So she's about 2/3 there. So, I mean, based on the color of the oil, it's a little darker, so it's been in there a while. It's not like it just had an oil change. You know, seeing 2/3 there. Smells like oil. Doesn't smell goofy. So I think we're in good shape here. So let's head inside. So there he goes. He's gonna go put it in storage while we get a shipper lined up here. But that is the Z4M on her way to park in the garage until she's on her way back to Michigan. All right. All right, so we are back in Detroit on our way home. I went through with the deal on the car, and it's nice to get out there for a weekend and visit the Oregon coast as well. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along for the ride. Now I got to figure out how to get the car back home. So looking into a couple of different shipping companies, and you know, I considered driving it 2,500 miles back, but on a car that's sort of unknown to me, I don't think it really made a lot of sense to take that risk right now. But we're gonna get that car back and have some of the dents repaired and, you know, go through it a little bit more. But all in all, it was a good experience. Great to work with a little mom and pop's dealership down there and secure the deal. So thanks for watching.